Gases move freely, and once it hits the edges of a container, this exerts a force in all directions known as pressure. Air is composed of three gases: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water. We inhale 20.71% oxygen, 0.04% carbon dioxide, and 1.25% water. We exhale 14.6% oxygen, 4% carbon dioxide, and 5.9% water. This is the nasal cavity. Here air is filtered by little cilia, as well as warmed by blood capillaries. Here is the epiglottis and the trachea. The trachea is also known as the windpipe. The job of the epiglottis is to prevent food and water from entering the trachea. It tries its best to do its job, but sometimes, unfortunately, it will fail. Food then goes down the trachea, which causes some severe coughing. When we inhale, pressure decreases in the lungs, so air is pulled in. It's like the lungs are inviting air over for a party. When we exhale, pressure increases, so air is forced out of the lungs. That's when your parents get home and kick everybody out.
Aww.
In the alveoli, carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. The trachea branches into the lungs through the bronchi, which is like a big branch. Then branches into the bronchioles, which then goes to the alveoli sacs. Here is the larynx or voice box. Loose vocal cords make your voice deeper. Tighter vocal cords make your voice higher. The diaphragm controls pressure in your lungs. When you inhale, pressure increases and it contracts. When you exhale, pressure decreases and it relaxes. All has been taught. Quiz time. I didn't bring no candy. What are the particles like in gas? Particles in gas are spread out everywhere. What are particles like in a liquid? Particles in a liquid are evenly distributed and take its shape of its container. What are the particles like in a rock? Particles in a solid are tightly packed together and are pretty hard to separate. What kind of gases are inhaled and exhaled? When you inhale 20.71% oxygen, 0.04% carbon dioxide, and 1.25% water. When you exhale 14.6% oxygen, 4.0% carbon dioxide, and 5.1% water. So how does air enter? Through the nose. Somebody knows their stuff. So where does it go next? It goes to the nasal cavity, where it's filtered by little cilia and warmed by blood capillaries. Then the pharynx, the larynx, down the trachea, into the bronchi, then the lungs. The diaphragm contracts. Pressure decreases, so air is pulled in. Here's the alveoli. Oxygen enters from the lungs. The alveoli is concentrated with oxygen already, so diffusion occurs and the oxygen goes into the bloodstream. In the bloodstream, oxygen helps to burn sugar and create energy. Now when you exhale, CO2 is already concentrated in the bloodstream, so diffusion occurs again and the CO2 goes into the alveoli. CO2 then goes back into the lungs where it's expelled from the body. Pressure decreases and the diaphragm relaxes. Pressure increases in the lungs, so air is forced out. Then goes back into the bronchi, up the trachea, past the larynx, and out the pharynx. Here's some tips on how to maintain a healthy respiratory system. Don't smoke, it's bad for your lungs. Fresh air and exercise is great for your respiratory system. Thanks everybody for watching. Here are the credits.